Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I will be sharing with you on how to factorize algebraic expressions. And this class is meant for high school and college students. But just before we continue, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Like the video, share the link with your friends, and also please click on the notification button. Thank you very much for your kind support. All right, let's get started. Over here, we have series of questions from 1 to 14. And in this part, I will be taking you from question 1 to 7. And in the second part, I will continue from question 8 to 14. All right, let's go on. Question number 1. A squared negative y squared plus 10y negative 25. To solve this problem, a squared y squared plus 10y negative 25. To solve this problem, first we need to recognize that we have negative y squared plus 10y negative 25 on the right side. So we need to put this in parentheses. Let's sort of enclose this in parentheses, these three terms in parentheses. And once that happens, then we're going to have a squared negative open parentheses y squared, and now change the sign, change this positive sign to negative. So negative 10y, and also change this negative sign to positive plus 25 plus 25. So let's factor this quadratically, and once we do that, then we're going to have to solve this, this is a quadratic. To factor this, we need to find two factors of plus 25 such that the sum of those two factors should be negative 10, and that would be negative 5, negative 5. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25, and the sum of negative 5 and negative 5 is negative 10. So that this will become y minus 5. Let's put that in smaller parentheses. Y minus 5. Good. So we have been able to factor these three terms we enclose in parentheses. So at this point, we can, since we have the same term, y negative 5, we can simply write that in this way. So a squared minus, we can clear the parentheses now, y minus 5 squared. Good. So we have the same term, this and this. So just write it 1 and then square it. So now to continue from here, we can say let y minus 5 be equal to, use any variable or any alphabet of your choice, equal to b. So once that happens, then we're going to have a squared minus b squared, and now you can see that we have difference of squares at this point, and this will be equals to a plus b, a minus b. So now let's substitute the value of b back into this, and this will become a plus y minus 5, a minus Since we are going to return the value of b, just simply put a parenthesis here, and this will be y minus 5, y minus 5, and good. So if we clear this inner parenthesis, then we are going to have a plus y minus 5. This negative times y give negative y, and negative times this negative will give you positive 5. So plus 5. So this is the final answer to this question. I hope this makes some sense. All right, let's take question 2. Question 2. C squared minus z squared plus 8z negative 16. To solve this problem, first we need to enclose these three terms in a parenthesis. So this will become c squared minus open parenthesis z squared. Now plus 8 will be changed to negative 8z, negative 8z. That is because of the parenthesis. And plus 16 will be changed to negative 16 will be changed to plus 16. All right. So if we factor this, then we're going to have c squared negative z. So we are looking for two factors of positive 16 such that their sum should be negative 8. So that will be negative 4, negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. And the sum of negative 4 and negative 4 is negative 8. So z negative 4, z negative 4. Good. So we have factored this quadratically, and you can see that we have both factors are the same. So we can simply write this as c squared minus z negative 4 squared. So we can now assign the whole of this to a variable to help simplify the process. So let z minus 4 be equal to d. You can use any letter of your choice. So this will become c squared minus d squared. So automatically we now have difference of squares, which is equal to c plus d, c negative d. So let's bring back the value of d. Recall that d is equals to this. So this will become c plus z negative 4. Also, we have C, negative. Because of this negative sign, we have to open another parenthesis, inner parenthesis, for the value of D. So Z, -4. Good. So at this point, we need to clear the inner parenthesis, and this will become C plus Z, -4. C, negative Z. Then this negative sign will multiply -4, and automatically we're going to have +4. So this is the final answer to this question, and I hope it makes some sense. All right, let's go on to the next question. Number 3, we have 30 x cubed y plus 125 x squared y plus 120 x y. So to solve this problem, first we need to find the GCF of these three terms. And the GCF of these three terms would be, first we find the GCF of the numbers, which is 30, 125, and 120, and that's going to be 5. The GCF of x cubed, x squared, and x is x. The GCF of y in the three terms is y. So just open a parenthesis and divide each of the terms by the GCF. So 30 x cubed y divided by 5xy is going to give us 6x squared plus 125x squared y divided by 5xy. This would be 25x plus 120xy divided by 5xy. This would be 24. Good. So now we have a quadratic within the parentheses, and we have to factor this. And as you can see, the coefficient of x squared is greater than 1. Therefore, we are going to multiply this term by 24 plus 24, and 6x squared times plus 24, that is going to give us 144x squared. So at this point, we have to find two factors of this such that their sum should be plus 25. Plus 25. So now, what are the two factors? That would be 16 and 9. So remember, we have x squared here. We can split that into 2, place 1 here, and also place 1 here. So both numbers are positive, plus 16x plus 9x. So now we are going to replace the whole of plus 25x by these two numbers. So once that happens, then we're going to have uh, 5xy. Let's use a block bracket this time, and 6x squared plus 16x plus 9x plus 24. I'm using a block bracket. So within the block bracket, we have four terms. And to factor these, we have to factor them in twos. So let's find the GCF of 6x squared plus 6x squared and 16x. So the GCF of these would be 2x. So write 5xy outside the block bracket, and then we have the block bracket here. So this will be 2x. Then open parenthesis. 6x squared divided by 2x, that will be 3x. And 16x divided by 2x, that will be 8. Good. Let's also find the GCF of plus 9x and 24. And that would be 3. So plus 3. Let's open the parenthesis. 9x divided by 3, that will be 3x. And 24 divided by 3, that is 8. Good. So within the block bracket, you can see that we have common factor within the parentheses. So this can now be written as 5xy. Just write 3x plus 8, 3x. 3x plus 8 in parentheses. And if you strike them from here, strike both of them from here, what do you have left? We have just 2x plus 3 left. So just put that in parentheses. 2x plus 3. Good. So at this point, we can now clear the block bracket, and that will give us 5xy parentheses 3x plus 8, 2x plus 3. So this is the answer to this question, and I hope it makes some sense. All right, let's go on to the next question. Question number 4. Over here we have 60 t to the fourth power v plus 78 t to the third power v negative 180 t squared v. To solve this problem, we have to find the GCF of all the terms, and the GCF of the numbers is 2. The GCF of t to the fourth power, t to the third power, and t squared is t squared, while the GCF of v in the three terms is v. So now open parenthesis, divide each term by the GCF, and that's going to give us 30 t squared plus 78t to the third power v divided by the GCF. This will be 39 t and 180 t squared v divided by the GCF. This would give us 90. So now, within the parentheses, we have quadratic. So let's factor this. And as you can see, the coefficient of the leading term is greater than 1. Therefore, we are going to multiply this and this, and that will give us negative 30 times 900, 30 times 90, that will give us 2,700 t squared. So now we are going to find two factors of this such that the sum should be positive 39, and the two factors would be 75 t and 36 t. So if we assign positive to this, we can also assign negative to this. So the sum of 75 and negative 36t would be, the sum of 75t and negative 36t would be 39t. Okay, so at this point, we can simply replace the whole of this by these two numbers. So once that happens, automatically we're going to have, oh, not that, sorry. We are going to replace this plus 39t by these two terms. I hope that is clear. All right, so we can now write this expression again. So we have 2 t squared v. Now we are going to use a block bracket. Use a block bracket, and we now have 30 t squared. Instead of writing plus 39t, we are going to write these two terms plus 75t negative 36 t negative 90. Good. Using a block bracket and not parentheses. Okay, so now we have 4 terms within the block brackets, and we can factor these in twos. So take the first two, this and this, and the GCF of 30t squared and 75t would be, remember, we have 2t squared v block bracket, so the GCF of this would be 5, right? Or 15, yes, 15. So we have 15t, just open parentheses and divide each term by 15t, and this is going to give us 2t. So 30t squared divided by 15t, that gives us 2t, and 75t divided by 15t, this will give us 5. Good. Now we also need to find the GCF of these two terms, and the GCF of this would be 18. So we have negative 18t. Good. Is it negative 18t? Just negative 18. Negative 18 because we don't have t in the second term. There is no t here. So the GCF is just negative 18. All right, so open parenthesis. Negative 36t divided by negative 18, that gives you positive 2t. And negative 90 divided by negative 18. Negative 90 divided by negative 18. That simply gives us 5. Good. And then enclose in the block bracket. Now, you can see that this term and this are the same. So we can now write this as 2t squared v is the block bracket, and simply write open parenthesis 2t plus 5. Good. So now, if you cancel this term from here, you are left with 15t minus 18. So you can put that in parentheses, 15t negative 18. Good. So now, if you look at this term very well, this can be factored because we have the GCF of 15t and 18. The GCF of 15t and 18 is 3. So this will automatically becomes 2t squared v. You can also use the block bracket and bring the GCF over here, 3, and 2t plus 5, and 15t divided by 3, that will be 5t. Negative 18 divided by 3, that will be, is this supposed to be negative? Yeah, negative. Negative 18 divided by 3, that would be negative 6. Good. Use your block bracket. And at this point, we can clear off the block bracket, and 2t squared v multiplied by 3, that will give us 6t squared v, and 2t plus 5, and 5t negative 6. So this is the final answer to this question, and I hope it makes some sense. All right, let's go on to the next question. Number 5. We have x squared negative 2 squared negative 3 x squared negative 2 negative 28. Now, the content of the parentheses is the same. So, to solve this problem, we can simply assign the content of the parentheses to a particular variable. So, let x squared negative 2 be equal to p. You can choose any letter of your choice. All right, so automatically we now have p squared negative 3p negative 28, and now we have a quadratic. So we can now find two factors of negative 28 such that the sum should be negative 3, and that is negative 7 and 4. Negative 7 and plus 4. So all we have to do, because the coefficient of the leading term, which is p squared, is 1, we can simply add p to this, put it in parentheses, p. Good. So we have successfully factored this quadratic, and now we can substitute the value of p into the contents of the parentheses, and remember that p is equals to x squared negative 2. So let's bring it back, and this will become x squared negative 2 negative 7 close parenthesis x squared negative 2 plus 4. Good. So now let's combine like terms. This is negative 2 negative 7, and also we have negative 2 and plus 4. So negative 2 negative 7 is negative 9. So this x squared negative 9 x squared negative 2 plus 4 is plus 2. Good. So now this is a squared number, so we can simply write this as 3 squared, and this will become x squared negative 3 squared x squared plus 2. And now we have difference of squares over here, difference of squares, and automatically we're going to have x plus 3 x negative 3 x squared plus 2. So this is the final answer to this question, and I hope this makes some sense. All right, let's go on to the next question. Number 5. We have x squared negative 2 squared negative 3 x squared negative 2 negative 28. Now, the content of the parentheses is the same. So, to solve this problem, we can simply assign the content of the parentheses to a particular variable. So, let x squared negative 2 be equal to p. You can choose any letter of your choice. All right, so automatically we now have p squared negative 3p negative 28, and now we have a quadratic. So we can now find two factors of negative 28 such that the sum should be negative 3, and that is negative 7 and 4. Negative 7 and plus 4. So all we have to do, because the coefficient of the leading team, which is p squared, is 1, we can simply add p to this, put it in parentheses, p. Good. So we have successfully factored this quadratic. And now we can substitute the value of p into the contents of the parentheses, and remember that p is equals to x squared negative 2. So let's bring it back, and this will become x squared negative 2 negative 7 close parenthesis x squared negative 2 plus 4. Good. So now let's combine like terms. This is negative 2 negative 7, and also we have negative 2 and plus 4. So negative 2 negative 7 is negative 9. So this x squared negative 9 x squared negative 2 plus 4 is plus 2. Good. So now this is a squared number, so we can simply write this as 3 squared, and this will become x squared negative 3 squared s squared plus 2. And now we have difference of squares over here, difference of squares, and automatically we're going to have x plus 3 x negative 3 x squared plus 2. So this is the final answer to this question, and I hope this makes some sense. All right, let's go on to the next question. Question 6. We have y squared plus 2 squared plus 5 y squared plus 2 negative 24. To solve this problem, first recognize that the content of the parentheses is the same. So we can assign that to a variable. So let y squared plus 2 be equal to p. Use any variable of your choice. So if we rewrite this expression, then we're going to have p squared plus 5p negative 24. So we already have a quadratic, and we can, please note that the coefficient of the leading term is 1. So all we have to do now is to find two factors of negative 24 such that their sum should be positive 5. And that would be plus 8, plus 8 and negative 3. Good. So once you have the two factors of negative 24 and the sum can give you plus 3, just write them out as it is now, the signs, and just bring it p within a parenthesis, p within a parenthesis. So now you can restore the value of p. You said p is equal y squared plus 2, so bring them back. So this will become y squared plus 2 plus 8 And also we have y squared plus 2 negative 3. Good. So we have like terms. This is plus 2 plus 8. This is plus 2 negative 3. So we can simply add them together. Plus 2 plus 8 is plus 10. So this will become y squared plus 10 and y squared plus 2 negative 3 is negative 1. Good. So now negative 1 can be seen as negative 1 squared, and automatically that makes this a square difference of squares. So we can now factor that as y squared plus 10 y plus 1 and y negative 1. So this is the answer to this question. I hope this is clear to you. All right, let's go on to the next one. Question 7. So we are going to take question 7 as our last question for today, and in our next video we are going to continue from question 8. All right, so now let's move on with the question 7. Yeah, over here we have x cubed plus 12 squared negative 16. So now the content of the parentheses can be assigned to a variable. Let's just assign that to p. So this will become let x cubed plus 12 be equals to p. So now this will become p squared negative 16. And you know 16 is a squared number, so we can change that to 4 squared. So this will become p squared negative 4 squared. Automatically we now have difference of squares, which is now equal to p plus 4 and p negative 4. Good. So remember that p is assigned to this, so we can now substitute x cubed plus 12 into the content of the parentheses, and this will become x cubed plus 12 plus 4 x cubed plus 12 negative 4. Good. All right, so we have like terms. Let's just combine them, and plus 12 plus 4 is plus 16. So we now have x cubed plus 16 and x cubed plus 12 negative 4 will give us x cubed plus 8. Good. So now 8 is a cube number, so we can simply change that to, this is x cubed plus 16, and this is now x cubed plus 2 cubed. Good. So now to factor, we can factor this. Remember that if you have x cubed plus y cubed, let me use a different color so it doesn't confuse anyone. So recall that x cubed, should I use x? Use a cubed plus b cubed would be equals to a plus b. A squared negative AB plus B squared. All right, so we can apply this to what we have over here, and automatically we're going to have um, x cubed plus 16, and this will become x plus 2, x plus 2, and x squared negative 2x plus 4. So just follow this pattern, and that gives us this and this. We have x cubed plus 2 cubed. So x cubed is represent a cube, and 2 cubed represent b cubed. So just follow it accordingly and you arrive at this. Okay, so this is the answer to this question, and I hope it makes some sense. All right, so this is all we're able to take for today, and I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share the link with your friends, and also click on the notification button. Thank you very much. I hope this video will be useful. If you find it useful, please don't forget to subscribe, share the link, like the video. Thank you very much for your kind support. See you in our next video. Bye bye.